Hello everyone, this is Donnie aka Elevated with Dota Alchemy. Thank you so much for tuning in again today. And this is going to be a quick video, but I think it's going to be a useful one because Mars is super fun to play. Everybody wants to play him, but he's pretty hard to get your hands on in matchmaking because he's usually either banned or instantly picked by somebody. And luckily for you guys, I've been one of those people instantly picking Mars. So here are 10 things you need to know about Mars before you play him.
Let the name Mars ring across the battlefield and bear witness to my enemy's blood.
Number 1, he is an offlaner / utility hero. I don't care whether he has a crit on a 10-second cooldown. That's not that good, by the way. I don't care that he is the god of war and seems like he should be a carry. He is an offlaner. At his core, he is very tanky up close in the lane, he's very good at initiating, and he's very good at brawling with his low cooldowns and high survivability. That just fits the offlaner role so well. It also fits into the 4 role potentially as well. I think his whole purpose in the game just screams offlaner, especially in the current meta where items like Guardian Greaves, Vlad's, Crimson Guard, and Pipe are super popular, and he loves building all of these items. Number 2, you need at least 2 sources of mana regeneration to play Mars effectively because of how spammable his spells are and how low his int gain and mana pool are. I personally prefer 3 sources of mana regeneration, usually opting for something like Wand, Vlad's, and Guardian Greaves, but you can figure it out. You can mix in stuff like Echo Saber, Meteor Hammer if you want to, but you really need at least 2, if not 3 sources of mana. Number 3, he is a very strong initiator and can separate part of an enemy team from any help or rescue with his Arena of Blood. It is a great initiation tool to split a fight into 2 different pieces, and this can definitely help you pick off people who are trying to defend towers or potentially initiate up to high ground and separate a couple of heroes from their team while you finish them off and then continue with the fight. Number 4, Mars has a special combination of spells in Spear of Mars plus God's Rebuke, which allows him to instantly clear creep waves with just a click of 2 buttons. This is kind of like Puck or Lina, who have the ability to shove waves faster than basically any other heroes in the game, and this makes him an extremely good split pushing hero when he's behind, or very good at pressuring lanes to force a response from the enemy team when he's ahead and just walking down a lane with a big lead. Number 5, Vlad's, Echo Saber, and all of their attack modifiers can proc off of God's Rebuke. Currently, this might be changed in a couple of patches, who knows, but you can mana burn with Diffusal Blade, you can slow people with Echo Saber or Scotty, you can use Vlad's or Satanic to lifesteal, you can apply Desolator's armor reduction, and this gives God's Rebuke just a little bit of extra utility despite the knockback and the crit it already has. Number 6, Mars is very good at punishing supports who hide in the trees to harass you in lane by simply throwing your spear and beating them to death when the spear impales them into a tree. This is one of my favorite parts about laning with Mars, is that all those little squishy supports that like to poke you from the tree line, like to throw their spells from the fog, you can just throw a spear back into the trees and it will go through the trees and then impale the support into a tree, because that's how the mechanics work, and then you can just run up to them and crit them to death. Number 7, Mars rewards team play and is definitely meant to combo with other strong AoE teamfight ultimates like Monkey King's Wukong's Command, Disruptor's Static Storm, Enigma's Midnight Pulse, or Black Hole, although Black Hole's not quite as good unless you're pulling people into the walls. Sand King's ultimate, Medusa's Stone Gaze, which forces them to either run into the walls or look at Medusa. And in fact, basically, you can throw any big AoE spell into the middle of Arena of Blood, and the other team will be forced to either eat a ton of damage or eat a ton of damage if they try to run away. So it's a really, really awesome combo with so many other big teamfight spells. Number 8, BKB and magic immunity almost completely counter the majority of what Mars brings to the table. It allows you to walk out of his Arena of Blood, which means that he basically has no control, and also stops you from being stunned by the spear and you obviously don't take damage from it either. So magic immunity is Mars's one big weakness as far as his spells go. Of course, if you can break his passive or just throw tons of magic damage at Mars, he's also relatively weak against those things. But that's more of a hero mechanic than a spell mechanic. Number 9, God's Rebuke critical strike is based off of Mars's total damage, not just his base. So building raw damage is a viable strategy, and things like Radiance not only give him the utility of the burn, but the raw damage provided by that item also applies to his critical strike. Number 10, Mars's Bulwark reduces physical damage upon impact of an attack, so you can literally use his shield like a shield and block projectiles flying through the air towards you to drastically reduce their damage. This is something that's super fun to do in the laning stage against supports. You can be facing creeps to last hit. A support will come to poke you from the trees. You face them, you block the damage, you go back to last hitting and rinse and repeat, and you basically take way less damage and harass than you would otherwise. All right, everyone, so those are the 10 tips to get you started playing the brand new hero Mars. And to be honest, I think he might be the most fun hero I have played in a long time. I believe that Valve implemented him in a very good way. I don't think he's too overpowered. I think he's strong enough to be viable, but there's definitely counters available to him, and a lot of them are actually pretty popular in the current meta. So I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Let me know if you think the hero's good, whether he's bad, whether you think he's ugly, or whatever else your thoughts are about Mars down in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching the video. Good luck, have fun in your games, and we will see you in the next one. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching the video. We genuinely appreciate your time and attention spent with us here on the YouTube channel.